Welcome to KocoSports. I am the huge one, kid, the idiot, Dave Koco from WrestleAM, a podcast on YouTube, KocoSports, and wherever you find podcasts. And when my computer's not broken, I'm always streaming every day at twitch.tv/KocoSports. This is New Japan G1 2023 Tournament Night 15 preview. Night 15 review, Night 16 preview, and we're going to look at the standings and do a bunch of other stuff. Can we all agree that kayfabe-wise, LIJ might be the worst friends ever? Maybe Chaos. Chaos is pretty bad at being friends. But after tonight, we might have a champ, all right? We'll see you later, LIJ. We might have a new champ. We're talking kayfabe-wise, kayfabe only. LIJ might be the worst set of friends ever. All right, let's break this bad boy down. As always, we ask you win, loss, or tie. What did you think of Night 15? All right, we're reading the results off tpww.net. No affiliation whatsoever. They just update. I just like the way they update it. Makes it nice and easy. So get ready to go. All right, we got Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb defeat Oya and Kiyomiya, and it looks like Kevin Kelly got in trouble because he's trying to compare himself to the Orioles. Listen, you can't use facts in a predetermined thing to turn talent. I'm hoping one day that New Japan, Noah, a company that I fucking physically have to make, where all that matters is talent. Like, being a heel, being a face should matter. It shouldn't matter what company you're from. It shouldn't matter where what the situation is. Tama Tonga, Tama Loa, that should not fucking exist in this company. You know, we should have it where it's only the best of the best of the best. You know, in every sport and entertainment, we kind of have that down pat. But in pro wrestling, it's like they turn on the kayfabe switch when it works for them. You know, he's like, oh, well, it's just like the Orioles. He was like, because the Orioles announcer announced bad stats, and then he got fired, and, you know, it backfired or suspended and all that. And he's trying to compare that to him. No. Listen, you called, all right? You've called Tama Tonga matches. You have called Tonga Loa matches. You have called Okada the GOAT. You can't just go around throwing around facts when you obviously have a bias, you know? And I don't understand. I guess my question would be why. This was in Yokohama, Japan, Yokohama Budokan, right near my neighborhood. Loud, super excited, packed. So good for New Japan. Kiyomiya loses with Oya against Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb. I want to see Jeff Cobb do more. I want to see Great O'Khan do more. Next, you got the Bullet Club War Dogs versus Homa and Yano. I regret this. I watched it live. I didn't fast forward. That's on me. Bullet Club War Dogs, I'm sure you are great athletes. It's just what you do is so lame. I remember I was either talking to Sid or James. And they're like, I think it was Sid. He said, I really love Bullet Club Gold. And I said, what if every single white person was Bullet Club Gold? What if you went to the AEW roster and said every single white person needs to be Bullet Club? That shit gets old fast. You know, they're calling Bullet Club Gold the knockoff faction. No, they're just playing to where they're fucking rewarded. They tied up Yano. It was nice to see Homa. Gabe Kidd, Alex Coughlin have great talent. I just don't want to see it wasted with this. Strong Style, you saw Suzuki. Hell yeah! Suzuki, you gonna fucking step up? King of Yokohama. El Desperado and Ren Narita defeat Jado, Hikuleo, and Shota via Cobra Twist. The Mighty Don't Kneel defeat Lebu, Yo, and Goto. Zack Sabre Jr. and Goto had some good confrontation there. Bushi, Tsuji, and the worst friend ever, Naito, a.k.a. Kayfabe-wise, are we talking they're worse than Chaos as friends? Defeat Master Wato, Makabe, and Tanahashi. And that's it. So there you go. It was nice to see Maccabee. And that's how I think a lot of these G1 competitors should be. You should be there with Maccabee. You should be there with Suzuki. I don't know if they'll cut back. I just hope they... Because here's the thing. I want to replace the bad wrestlers with the good wrestlers. But a lot of the good wrestlers don't even qualify. It's kind of a weird situation. And I know it's like, oh, well, there's upsets. You never know what's going to happen. It's unpredictable. Is it? Is it when you do it every single year? Is it when you do it every single year? There you go. Ishii defeats Mikey Nichols in a 13-minute match. I thought this was a really decent match. I enjoyed it a lot. Tamatonga defeats Hanare. I think Hanare is probably one of the best. I think this is, so I thought that was one of the best G1s. I'll probably give my most improved or MVP or whatever. We'll come up with some awards. But Hanare has surprised us a lot. And ELP, of course, is living up to what he should be. So it's great to see that. Tamatonga didn't do too bad in there, even though I was making fun of him a lot. So yeah, overall, not a bad match. Next, you go to David Finlay. G1 Climax 2023 C block match. David Finlay defeats Eddie Kingston via Into Obliviation. Pinfall 16-35. It wasn't that bad. I wish Eddie Kingston would have went a little bit farther. I wish Eddie Kingston was just in a better block. I thought, I'm giving this one a slight win. I thought the athletes tried a lot harder than usual. And I'm noticing a pattern here that the athletes only try in the big cities. You kind of have to change the way that is. I think you gotta stop going to these small cities, which I know you can't because of your cable deal, but you have to at least put on great matches for these small cities. For someone I watched every G1, it's like, oh man, they're in Yokohama. All right, let's try today, boys. You're in backwoods, Alabama. And like mail it in. So yeah, David Finlay wins. Here's the thing. There's so many people that are average to bad. It's like, do we even complain anymore? I don't know. I'm kind of tapped out, man. I'm just tapped out. Outside, do you think maybe Dragon Gate? Do you think there is a federation out there? Because I believe New Japan at one time was that federation. Do you think there's a federation out there that talent matters? Like, you're not a chosen one. You're not marketed. You're not blended in. Like, you can listen to the fans cheer. You can adjust around fans cheering and who gets over, who doesn't. You can have good guys and bad guys. But is there a company? I'm thinking maybe Dragon Gate, Noah in the early 2000s, ROH before like the Summer of Punk and Samoa Joe and all that. Do you think there's a federation where you're like, no, the right guys are on top? Because that's not New Japan in most people's opinion, unless you're just a corporation lover. Who do you think has the right people on top right now? Because it's sure as fuck not New Japan. David Finlay's a star. David Finlay's going to the playoffs. You know? Do you think he's the most talented? Do you think he's more deserving than the people in the A block? I don't know. I just maybe I have to, they always say if there isn't a book out there, you have to write the book yourself. I don't know. I've with the fall of New Japan and the comeback of New Japan and Noah falling apart, I feel like you can make a company where talent and athletic ability matters and then adjust with how over they are. I don't know. I think there's enough good wrestlers you can pull that off. Like AEW, where records matter. They stopped doing that. Could it be like where talent matters? I don't know. I don't mean to pick on David Finlay. I'm just noticing a pattern that I do not like. And then the G1 Climax C block match. I'm not a big fan of Evil, but I have to give the devil his due. The fans went super crazy for it and went over. LIJ is the worst friends in the world. And they went all fucking Americanized, and the people of Yokohama absolutely loved it. Tons of run-ins, tons of just garbage, and the fans ate it up, so Evil wins more ways than one. I do feel, though, I thought it was a cool announcement. They announced that if Shingo wins, they're going to have the match after that. And anyone that's been living in Japan for a long time, because it got a pop by the Yokohama people. But I'm kind of shocked because trains. They ain't going to have an extra match. I thought like maybe I overthought. Maybe I'm fucking, is it a 6 or a 9? Maybe it's a KocoSports. But as soon as they had the announcement, I was like, oh, Evil's winning. I don't know if you guys know this, but, you know, it's very important to make to work on time. To make it on work on time, you have to go. That's why Wrestle Kingdom has been shortened. That's why events only go so long. Because they have to make sure that everyone can get back on the train. Because their jobs are so important to them. So I thought that was kind of cool, but then, like, I overthought it, you know? It's like, stupid, overthinking brain. Fucking idiot. Stop thinking so fucking hard and just let it go. Just let it go. But yeah, Evil and David Finlay are going to the next round. All right. Shingo, head on back to Dragon Gate, sir. All right, let's talk picking on Kevin Kelly and his facts. There was one segment where I felt a little bit off and a little bit weird. Kevin Kelly, sit down. Chris, I'm going to get your name right one day. Sit down. The reason why they had a moment where they're like, Chris was reading off stuff about stuff they did locally for charity. And Kevin Kelly goes, oh man, New Japan should advertise that more often. And first off, Chris had a fucking zinger. He's like, because he said Kevin Kelly was trying to be all negative as he is. Like, I'm accused of being negative. Listen to this son of a bitch. He's like, oh, they just pocking it? And it felt off. It felt really weird. And I'll tell you why it felt off and a little weird. First off, Chris, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. He's like, this ain't the fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation. Damn! Base as fuck. You don't need me. That shit was fucking awesome. Yeah, follow the money. Big number, good person. In Japan, they do not brag about charity. Because if you brag about charity, it's not charity, it's marketing. Ask Stephanie McMahon with the speech. It felt really weird that you're saying that we do this stuff. And maybe, you know, North American audience, they love that. And you know why? Because they don't do good stuff themselves. I'm just going to be honest. If you're like, oh yeah, this celebrity did something amazing and I feel great. You only feel great because you don't do good things. And there is something about Japan, because I remember I wanted to do a charity thing. And now I'm so used to Japan lifestyle that I don't even want to fucking like da-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba, whatever the fuck John Cena's music is. But I want to do a charity thing. And I asked permission from the principal. I used to be a teacher back in the day. I asked permission. And I just remember him and also my dojo and all my other mates were like, yeah, no, we don't do that in Japan. Like, my principal was like, what, do you want a promotion? You want me to think you're a good person? Shut the fuck up and do it. And yeah, it's just, that's the Tiger Mask way. The reason why I love Japan so much, I'm just going to give you a little Japan thing about charity, is when you do charity, you don't brag about it, because if you brag about it, it's not charity, it's marketing. Hence why the Tiger Mask thing happens. A lot of people, when I say, oh, I love the Tiger Mask thing, think that Tiger Mask did the charity. He did not. So in Japan, they have these leather backpacks. They're very expensive, but you need them to go to elementary school. And poor kids can't afford it. So what wealthy people were doing were they were dropping off these bags, very expensive bags. I think they go for like $500. Don't quote me on that, but they're very expensive. and people were dropping off these bags as charity. And they were like, oh, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? And they're like, it was a big thing in Japan. And then people started doing it and then giving credit to the anime character, also wrestler, but mostly anime character. Tiger Mask did it. So it's a way of doing charity without taking credit for it. Now, I know Chris says he lives in Yokohama. I know Kevin Kelly, just likes to run off his mouth and know nothing. And hey, man, I've been there. But it felt weird hearing about New Japan's thing. And I know North Americans fucking love it. I don't know about the Europeans, but North Americans, they really fucking rub their nipples over that shit. But that's not the fucking way we do it in Japan. It's like, it felt weird. Because he's like reading. He's like, oh yeah, we help with local charities here in Yokohama. And like, yeah, no shit. Why are you fucking telling people this? It felt really weird. The dig at Make-A-Wish, 10 out of 10. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. But the rest, it just felt weird. And like, I wish New Japan did more stuff like that. And they do stuff like that. Every local town, companies help out. It is, as a Japanese permanent resident, as a person that's lived here for 20 years, I love the fact that people help each other out and never take credit for it. And then when you see someone like John Cena and WWE, it feels disgusting. Now, I know you want Kevin Kelly. I know I bust your balls and questionably might have challenged you to a fight. Allegedly. But don't take this away from them. By you saying they do great things locally, you are taking away their honor. That's it. Just for a guy, and that's the thing. Like, and it sucks because I feel like I can't fucking, when I say, oh, that guy's an asshole, and you're like, well, what have you ever done? It's kind of like, oh well, I don't know, fucking not gonna do it. It's weird because like, if you go and say John Cena, big number, good person, New Japan helped out, big company, good cause. If you would go to a person and say, what have you done good? It's almost like you're taking away their fucking honor. It's like you are taking away, like, to help someone and fucking brag, to help someone and making it an advertisement is fucking utterly disgusting. And maybe it's I've lived in Japan too long. Maybe, but they were sitting there like, oh yeah, fucking we do charity. I was like, man, that's kind of off. Whatever. And then like I understand why it's off. So yeah. Kevin Kelly, do me a favor. Do 4 or 5 nice things for random people and don't take credit for it. I know you're used to the WWE machine, and I know we live in a world where everyone has a phone and you're like, look at me, I fucking fed a homeless guy. You're sick, dude. You are fucking mentally fucked in the head. Not you, Kevin Kelly. I mean, you are, but for different reasons. So yeah, I went on a little tangent. I know that's more about Japan than New Japan, but it felt weird and felt off. So there you go. Don't steal New Japan's honor. All right, next, let's talk about the tournament card. This is going to be the D block. The last 2 guys are going to make it. The undercard has Nakashima and Eddie Kingston versus Show and Evil. Should be interesting. I also think, I think this is the card where Eddie Kingston will be on commentary, so that should be interesting. I wonder if Eddie Kingston will step in and be like, hey, Kevin Kelly, don't be a dickhead. I'm very interested to see if that will happen. Oila and Kiyomiya go against the Mighty Don't Kneel because, of course, Master-Wato, Hikuleo, and Shoto will go against Geto, Gabe Kidd, and David Finlay. I got a little stick to my stomach reading that. Homa and Ishii will go against Hanare and Great Okan, so it should be interesting. You have Strong Style, Ren Narita, El Desperado, and Suzuki. Suzuki, why don't you go fucking talk to Kevin Kelly about Noah, buddy? And you're going to go against Bushi, Tsuji, and Shingo. The worst fucking friends ever, kayfabe-wise. And in the D block, you got Yano and Alex Coughlin. Alex Coughlin, just, Why am I fucking? It's not gonna be a good match. Oh, all right. Next, you got Jeff Cobb versus Shane Haste. I'm hoping great things out of these guys. You got Goto versus Zack Sabre Jr. They've been kind of building this up. And then you got Tanahashi versus Naito, two legends in the Grandpa one. And as far as the standings go, because this will be the last night of the D block before the playoffs, A block, I'll just tell you who qualified because it's pretty much over. Sonata and Hikuleo qualified. That's insane with Tsuji, Narita, Kiyomiya, Shoto, and Gabe Kidd in that bunch. But, you know, pro wrestling is becoming like Tinder as long as you're tall. Okada and Will Ospreay. The Tangaloa has 6 points. Kevin Kelly, why didn't you fucking bust his goddamn balls? Guys, can you do me a favor? Please go on Reddit and look up Tangaloa lays into Okada. Just do that. Just do that. If you think I'm a negative, if you think I'm a negative person, just go do that. Yeah, go. If I would show that clip every fucking day for the rest of my life if Asahi TV wasn't evil. Asahi TV, how's your CEO doing? Still Lunder and Monday? Throw any women off the fucking bar roofs? Just checking. Okada, Will Ospreay qualify. El Phantasmo had probably one of the best tournaments ever. C block, you got David Finlay and Evil going to the next round. Someone has to like this. And then D block, which is the last night, you have possibly Jeff Cobb, Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., and I don't know if Tanahashi and Goto have a shot at 6 points. They might have long range. I don't have everything set up. Yano, Haste, and Coughlin have 4 points. And if the world was right, it would probably be Jeff Cobb and Zack Sabre Jr., but Naito is too famous, so it'll probably be Naito and Zack Sabre Jr. I would love to see Jeff Cobb go to the next round, but I noticed something. Jeff Cobb doesn't have that fire in his eyes. I kind of wonder if he's okay at the spot he's at. Like, all right, I'm going to do real good in the G1, and then I'm not going to make the playoffs, and for the rest of the year, I'm just going to get fucking lost in the shuffle. I just think Jeff Cobb is way more talented than that, especially when he has fire in his eyes and has a great match. It would be interesting to see what a motivated Jeff Cobb, booked-wise, could be. I'm rooting for Jeff Cobb, Zack Sabre Jr., but I don't think Naito's too popular. I don't think they're going to let Naito not be in the tournament. Plus, he's in the main event. Tanahashi and Goto have a long shot. And there you go. So, it should be an interesting, and then the playoffs start. And thank God for Will Ospreay. Let me see. Sonata can hold his own. Hikuleo, you know, I bust his balls, but he's not the worst. Thank you. And they said I was negative. No need to thank me. There you go. Look at that. Hey, I could be a good guy. Good guy Coco here. Okada and Ospreay. Okada's just, he's washed up, dude. We're gonna live in denial. Hold on. Bring. Yo, Kevin Kelly, here's a fact for you. Okada's washed up as fuck. Thank you. Just every now and then I gotta harass Kevin Kelly. ELP was beyond amazing. And, of course, you got David Finlay evil. All right. Let's find out. This is your G1, boys. I went a long time. This is our G1. All right. Do you find it a win, loss, or tie? Who are you hoping getting out of the D block? And we're going to be on in less than like 12 hours. No, that's not true. 18 hours. Less than 18 hours. I don't know if that's true. I don't know how to fucking do math. My math skills are as good as Tangaloa with fucking strikes. Do me a favor. You all have a homework assignment. Reddit. Tangaloa lays into Okada. That's it. That's all I ask, okay? You don't have to like me, but please just watch that clip, okay? All right. Love you, dudes. I don't know. I'm having fun with this. I just hope that the top guys are also the most talented in the future. I know that sounds weird. I don't know. I guess that makes me an asshole. What do you want out of your pro wrestling company? Could the top guys be the most talented? Boo! You're so negative. Boo! All right, dude. Like, comment, subscribe. I am KocoSports on Twitch when I get my computer to work. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, X, Threads, the mean streets of Yokohama. With that, I was gonna make a fucking joke, but I was like, God damn it, that might come off the wrong way. You'll never know what that joke was. And with that, I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na-na.